my loves, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about some little quick manifestation tricks that you can use that have really big results. So if you are wanting to manifest something and you need to shift your energy and needing to, get results quicker, then this video will be for you, because we're going to talk about the little quick things that you can do to help shift your vibe so that you begin resonating with your manifestation, and therefore it's going to come to you a lot quicker. Basically, manifestation works based on whatever energy that you are, whatever energy that you are emitting, you are going to attract anything that resonates with that. You are going to begin to amplify certain things in your life based on whatever energy that you are at your core, and you can tell which energy that you are at your core based on the emotions that you're mostly feeling, your dominant feelings that you have, your most prominent feelings. That tells you wherever you're currently at, wherever your vibration is at. So there is this scale that I'm going to add somewhere on this screen that you can see. And as you can see, the lower vibrations are, of course, the ones that are a bit more negative emotions, and then the better feeling emotions are the ones that obviously resonate higher and mean that you have a higher vibe. When we talk about the things that you're wanting to manifest, of course you're desiring them because it's going to make you feel a certain way. That's why we desire certain things, because we're desiring a certain emotional state. But in order to get your manifestation, you have to already become a resonant vibration with that. You have to become that feeling first before you begin to get it. And the best way I can sort of explain this is whatever energy that you are, whatever your dominant feelings are, those will get amplified in your life. Anything that resonates with that will begin to amplify in your life. You can take tuning forks in a room that resonate at all different notes. You could have like a note A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the different notes that we have in a room. And you could have, multiple of those tuning forks around the room. If I ring the note of C, any other tuning fork that is a C is also going to begin to vibrate, because those vibrations that get emitted from that one tuning fork, they go out, and those will begin resonating with anything that is equal to that. So any resonant frequency that you are, whatever emotions that you're feeling, that you're emitting, you are going to begin to tune yourself to anything and any experience that is equal with that, and that's going to become amplified in your life. That's what's going to be ringing. That's going to be the perpetual vibration that is going to be prominent in your life. Even if there's other tuning forks present, there's always all sorts of opportunities in front of us, right? We can have a bunch of opportunities, but we are completely blind to them if we are not that core vibration ourselves. We will not resonate with them. We're not going to cause them to vibrate and appear in our experience. We won't be able to hear them. We won't be able to sense them. But you'll sense them if you shift your vibration and you start tuning yourself to a different note, to a different emotional state, and then you're going to begin to resonate with those experiences that are equal to that new emotion. So this is all about changing your emotional state. So how do we change our emotional state? Here are some quick manifestation hacks that I have for you. So the first one that I really like to do is I actually like to charge my water. Some of you may know that I like to manifest using water, and if you don't know about that, I'll have a video about that linked down below. But I've been starting to do that with just like the average water that I'm drinking throughout my day. Instead of, making a dedicated manifestation water, I still do that as well. But I'll also, take even tea. This is tea that I got when I was running some errands today. And I've been charging that since there is water in tea, of course. And so I actually charge this with some of my good feeling emotions and intentions. And then when I'm drinking it, it changes my internal state as well. For some reason, I find it really beneficial to actually hold something and focus my energy onto that thing rather than trying to just shift myself. It's just a little reminder throughout the day that you can charge, whatever you're holding, whatever you're drinking, with the manifestation that you desire or with the emotional state that you desire to feel, and you can feel love and gratitude. And then as you drink that, it is going to change your internal state as well. So that is one little thing that I like to do. Another thing that I like to do that immediately shifts my vibration is I will change what I'm wearing, or when I walk into my closet, I'll think about what clothes look like I'm about to have a really good day. What clothes look like I'm about to achieve what I really desire, and I'm going to shift my vibe, I'm going to shift my frequency. I'll ask myself that. And sometimes I notice I'm drawn to like certain colors, or I'm drawn to like a certain style of clothing that day. Sometimes I feel like just being super comfortable. Sometimes I feel like being, you know, really glam. It really just depends. So I do this for all sorts of different things. And I'll think about, you know, the different clothes that I put on for a particular event or something that I'm trying to achieve, and that has oddly always worked for me. I've done this since I was like a little kid, and I've always noticed that my day shifts into what I desire as I pick certain outfits to wear that feel like I'm already achieving that desire. So that's another thing that you can do. Another thing that I have for you is also shifting your environment. For me, I notice that my emotions are very much affected by my environment. So if I'm in a very messy environment, my emotional state is very low, and I find it hard to get into a higher emotional state. So cleaning up your environment or changing around your environment, because also when we see the same thing all the time, and we come home and our furniture is in the exact same place, it looks the exact same it has for the past 5 years. For me, I notice that leaves like energetic imprints, and I feel the same way, and I almost feel like the same person if I walk into that environment. And it basically keeps me in a certain emotional state. And I don't know if you've ever had this experience when you've been driving and say that you haven't been in a certain area in a long time, but maybe you used to spend a lot of time there, like driving by an old house, for example, that maybe we haven't driven by in years. Whenever we drive by that, it's almost a feeling of nostalgia, and you get this really old feeling that comes up, and you're like, whoa, my life was so different back then, you know? Like, it's a pretty powerful feeling. And that is actually perpetuating in your current life right now. So whatever you're currently surrounded by, your current surroundings, your current environment that you find yourself in most of the time, you're creating an energetic imprint there. And so when you want to shift your emotional state, and maybe you're in a bad emotional state right now and you want to kind of shift that, or maybe you're just in an average emotional state, but you want to, you know, elevate that, you can do this by also shifting your environment, because you will begin to create a new energetic imprint, because you're shifting what you're always seeing, which shifts the energy, and it allows you to create new neural pathways, which you're going to associate with that environment differently because it looks different. It feels different because it looks different. And this is your brain getting used to a new environment. And they've also done studies about animals that if you say you have a fish and you put it in a bowl, but you don't change its environment ever, it'll actually go kind of insane when it's always in the same environment. But if you actually shift its environment and change around, you know, the layout of its little fish bowl once in a while, it'll actually be very beneficial and very healthy for the fish, because it'll have to get used to a new sort of thing, which keeps it more alive and keeps its brain functioning better. Because otherwise we get very used to our subconscious programs and patterns. If we're very used to a current environment, when we walk into that environment, we're going to immediately desire to do the same habits and routines in that environment. So say we have a habit of eating unhealthy food, or turning on the TV right when we get home, or going on our phone right when we get home. The way your environment looks can actually trigger that. So shifting your environment, you know, maybe moving your desk to a new corner, or maybe changing the decorations that are on your desk, or taking some away or putting some on, you know, or changing around your bedroom, or getting new bed sheets that are a different color, you know, like just something that can shift you into a new subconscious program, so that you could be in a new environment and you can create a new subconscious program, basically. So that is another thing that you can do, and it's a quick little hack by just changing around your environment, and it'll also allow you to create a brand new energetic imprint and change your state. While on this subject, I also want to mention that getting out of certain environments and getting out of patterns can also be very helpful. So, for example, if you're in a perpetual emotional state that you're trying to break out of, and you really want to reach a new emotional state, doing something as simple as taking a different route on the way home when you're driving home from work, or when you're driving to work, or wherever you're driving to, taking a different route to get there, one that you don't normally take, can get you out of a certain emotional state and a certain thinking pattern. This will help you break those old patterns, because now you're observing a new environment and you're kind of like, ooh, it'll shift the way that you're thinking, which then in turn shifts the way that you're feeling and allows you to, you know, steer in a new direction, you know. So shifting up small things like that, or telling yourself like, hey, I'm gonna try something new today, or I'm gonna go to a restaurant and order something completely different, or I'm gonna go to the grocery store and buy completely different food than I normally buy. You know, doing something that you wouldn't normally do, or, you know, going to an event that you wouldn't normally go to. Doing something that's slightly different will allow you to get out of an old emotional state and out of an old pattern. So these small little changes can actually have really big impact. You can change your thinking patterns this way. You can change your emotional patterns this way. You can change so much about yourself doing small little things like charging your water, or having gratitude to your water or whatever beverage, tea, for example, that you put intention into. And as you put that intention in there, it is going to begin to shift your life, because you're allowing yourself, and you're deliberately focusing on something. So as you deliberately focus on something more, you begin to shift yourself more. And again, like the clothes you wear, you know, wearing something completely different, or wearing something that just feels like you're attaining the result that you want, will allow you to kind of go into that vibration more, because it's a physical reminder that you're literally putting on your body. So it can be very powerful. And again, shifting your environment that you're in, because environments have those energetic imprints, right? So shifting your environment can also be very helpful as well for shifting your energetic state, so that you can begin to manifest something new and you can begin to shift your energy. I also really enjoy meditation. Meditation is one of the fastest, most powerful ways to shift your energy, and there is so many free meditations online. I even have some free meditations on YouTube, and I also have ones that you can also pay for, but there's also tons of free ones that you can use as well, specifically for manifestation or changing your energy and all that kind of stuff. So meditation is very powerful, because you go into your own mind, and you'll always feel different after coming out of a meditation. At least I do. I always feel drastically different. But yeah, meditation is something that is very powerful, and I have manifested some really big things utilizing meditation, and also utilizing all the things that we listed above as well. It's something that I kind of just remind myself to do throughout the day and throughout my life, and it helps me sort of, you know, keep growing and deliberately focusing my attention where I want it to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That is what I have for you, all about some quick manifestation little tricks that you can do that have really big results. And you would be surprised at how the small things add up to becoming the big things. So even though some things that I talked about today can sound like small things, like taking a different, you know, route on the way home from work or something like that, it sounds small, but these types of things compound over time. As you begin to shift your life little bit by little bit, it compounds and becomes exponential change later on. And sometimes even the smallest things can have the biggest impact, because it allows us to get into a new mental state. And when we're in a new mental state, we can then begin to think about things outside of the box, which shifts our energy. And then we begin to resonate with completely different tuning forks. We resonate with completely different experiences and circumstances. And then those will begin to pop up in your life more frequently. And you will begin to now amplify what you desire in your life, rather than what you don't desire, or rather than amplifying the same old life over and over and over again in a perpetual cycle. As you begin to shift these things, you begin to shift what you are amplifying in your life. So small little changes can have really big results. Take my word for it, it is powerful. And I hope you gained something from watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sending you all of my love. Again, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And I'll see you hopefully in my next one.